Weka hiyo supu ya
Mr. Akifuma Bernard.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening to. How are you?
I'm fine, yeah.
I'm fine too.
Now you can I've made you as a co-host, eh?
Yes.
Now you can record, eh?
Okay, thanks. Let me wait for teacher Bernard to start, then I'll do that.
All right.
Okay, karibu.
Nali.
Mr. Bernard Akifuma.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
You are doing well?
Yes, I am. Maybe wewe.
Great. Salama kabisa.
Unaendeleaje?
Naendelea vizuri kabisa.
Sasa, before umati tukua wengi, ningependa kuuliza, wewe vile umeona kuna face to face yetu kweli?
Yeah, face to face iko.
Oh, iko?
Hiyo iko kabisa.
Oh.
Face to face iko.
But hiyo kutakuwa na ile tunapitia zile moduli ambazo tumesoma za first year.
Yes, hizi tu za first year.
Oh.
Okay, wow. And face to face iko kabisa.
Okay, I was also feeling.
Yes.
Those of us will be willing by that time, maybe we'll have to engage you again for face to face sign language.
Oh, wakati wa classes, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe you can be doing it at night. Yeah, mostly at night. Unajua hatuwezi kuwa na face to face at night kwa kisa ya wale tutas wengine.
Oh, yeah. Akifuma salamia Susan Adera.
Ako wapi? Susan Adera, how are you?
I am fine, thank you. Akifuma, how are you?
Very fine. I'm highly blessed.
Congratulations. Is that your wedding invitation? Nini, WhatsApp group? Congratulations.
Asante. But that one is not mine.
Oh.
Sometimes Baraka hujileta hivyo.
I thought it was yours.
No, that's not mine.
My present. It's okay.
Yangu tatangaza.
Sawa, tunasubiri.
Yangu tahakikisha inakuwa aired hata kwa Citizen, kwa hizi local stations.
Hiyo ni poa sana. Salimia Ben. Naona mnajitetea watu wa Kise Nairobi, sawa?
It is open.
Oh, Susan, I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Oh, I'm happy to hear from you.
Yes, how are you doing?
I am fine.
Tafutieni Akifuma bibi. Tafutia Akifuma bibi. Tafutia kifuma bibi.
Kwa jana kumbe hana. Sasa tuko kwa hiyo nini? Operationi tafutia kifuma bibi.
I don't know. Alikuwa na Juliet. I don't know what happened.
Juliet. Juliet umelenga kifuma.
I don't know what happened. Lakini tutamuombea.
Hata tumuombe tukifanya hiyo campaign sasa tumeanza. Na it is officially open.
Nimeamua nataka kuwa mzungu ambaye Afrika sitaki.
Akifuma utaweza mzungu?
Mbona nisimweze? Yes sir.
You want to marry a white?
Yes, I'm searching for a white woman.
Unajua ukioa mzungu, most of the time utakuwa unapika.
Kupika haina shida. Bora kama ni nyama kila siku utapika. Alafu najua nataka ni wewe mzungu. Wapeane mahari kwetu.
Wakuleta mahari. By the way, I think that is how they do it. That is how I think they do it.
Yeah.
Helen, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Mr. Bernard.
You are around?
I am.
Okay. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Yes.
Helen, how are you?
Vile nataka kuwa, we kula, hata ni kula utakula ama ni class utaingia?
Helen, umejuaje nakula?
Sinamsikia tu na hata ana table manners. Mbona atuongelesha akikula? Ni kwamba hatuna food.
Helen, wacha nikwambie kitu moja. Helen. Kuna tofauti ya mtu anakula ugali. Na maana anakula motogoe. Unajua motogoe ukikula inatawanyika imweke chini. Bado ugali ni intact.
Yaibishe tu.
Ugali ni intact.
Aya, kula basi. We hata kula tu na ulale.
How is Tanzania?
Si uambie kwenye naishi.
Basi
Helen.
Yes.
Akifuma knows where you stay.
You can imagine.
Ala.
Mr. Bernard.
Yes, sir.
I know Helen.
You know Helen, huh?
Yeah, I even gave her a husband.
Wacha mchezo.
Yeah.
Kwa hivyo ulimsort kabisa.
Yeah, go sorted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kwanza Helen will really help you.
Shida anatoka kwa mwewe.
When it comes to your turn.
Anatoka penye kuna mwewe.
Anatoka penye kuna mwewe. Good. So, good evening. Karibuni sana. So, I don't know whether it has started recording, but today we want to look at simple past tense. Today we want to look at simple past tense. So simple past tense actually is used to express an action or a condition that was started and completed sometimes back in the past. It is used to express an action or condition that was started and completed in the past. So just as we said before that the normal English structure takes the order of subject, object, verb, and then the KSL structure takes the order of object, subject, verb, or subject, object, verb. So that is that literally applies to most of the tenses that we shall be looking at. So looking at the example given here, that father went to the hospital yesterday. Remember here we say that simple past tense, it shows us an action that was started and completed sometimes back in the past. So like here, it is actually telling us that it was yesterday when the father went to the hospital. So that means that the father has already gone to the hospital. And it's also indicating the time as yesterday. So remember in this case, the tense marker that has been used in the sentence here is the word yesterday. Remember that the tense marker that has been used here is the word yesterday. So father is the subject, went here is the verb, then hospital is actually the object. So remember we said when we have articles like there we don't bring that into KSL. The words like there. Just give me 1 minute. Well,
Ellen, Ellen,
Yes.
nini mbaya?
Kwa nini?
Network.
Bwana huwezi ongea wewe?
Mimi nitaongea nikisema nini? Mwalimu si amesema apewe 1 minute.
Wewe ni mwalimu wa English, unaendelea kufunza.
Sasa mimi hata naona huko juu simple English ni went, huku chini ni go. Hata sielewi.
Kulingana wewe, hii imepangwaje hii ya father went to the hospital yesterday? Subject ni gani? Object ni gani?
Oh, si tulisema subject is the doer of the action. Who did the action?
So father is the subject.
Father is the subject. Object, what received the action?
So what received ni siasa hapa ni went.
What received? Action ni went. Ni nini ili receive hiyo action ya went?
Hospital.
Ni hospital. Sasa hiyo inakuwa object. Sasa unapanga si tense marker ni yesterday. Object, subject, verb. Ama
object, subject, verb.
Object si ni hospital. Subject ni father.
So ni object, subject, verb.
Yes, object, subject, verb. Ama tuliambiwa hiyo ingine ni nini? Subject. Object, subject, verb ama subject, object, verb. Kwa hivyo bado inaweza kuwa yesterday, father, hospital, go.
Kwa mfano mwingine tena kando na hiyo ya father.
Mfano, I visited my friend last year. I visited my friend last year. I tulisema ina change na to mine, si ndio?
Mine. Me.
Mine.
So,
itakuwa last year. Mine friend. Kai nitakuwa nimewadanganya.
Ellen. Ellen.
Yes.
Jaribu kwanza kuniconfuse hapa tafadhali. Si mzuri.
Aki sina hata kalamu sasa hata sijui nakuambia nini. Wewe si unitengenezee hiyo sentensi.
Kaka video ni kuone.
Oi, hapana. Hata huku kwetu hakuna stima.
Sitaki stima, nataka kuona wewe, sitaki kuona stima.
Kwani utaniona na nini kama hakuna stima? Wewe ulikuwa unataka kuingia if you imagine you are interrupting 11 participants.
How now?
Thank you so much, Bernard. Thank you so much, Ellen. So just as I was saying, that we are starting with the object, then subject, then verb, or you can start with the subject, object, then verb. So as you'll realize, when the verb is even in the past tense, when you're changing it into KSL, it takes the position of something. You can think that we are not talking about the past, but remember the tense marker here is actually helping us to know that this sentence is a simple past tense. So that is why the tense marker is actually very, very important. So remember here, father is the subject, went is the verb, then hospital is the object, then yesterday is the tense marker. So when you change it into KSL, we are going to say yesterday, which is the tense marker, hospital, which is the object, then father, which is the subject, then go. So we don't say went. We don't say yesterday, hospital, father went. No. Remember the word yesterday here will actually be showing us that this thing took place sometimes back in the past. So we just say yesterday, hospital, father, go. Then there is an example that Helen gave. Helen, kindly repeat it again.
I visited my friend last year.
Yes, I visited my friend last year. So remember here, I is the subject, and Helen was asking, should this I normally changes to me?
To me.
I changes to me. Then visited is going to take the place of a verb. Then my friend. So friend is actually the object. Then my will change to mine. Last year is actually the tense marker. So when you change it to KSL, you shall say, last year, friend mine, me visit. Last year, friend mine, me visit. Or you can also say, last year, me, friend mine, visit. Last year, me, friend mine, visit. Or last year, friend mine, me, visit. So the tense marker there is the word last year. Then there is also another example here. The monkey ate the banana. So here we are having monkey. Ate is the verb, then banana is actually the object. So remember, in this sentence, we are not having a tense marker. So one thing that you should note in simple past tense, if there is no tense marker provided, then you are allowed to introduce the word past at the beginning of the sentence. You are allowed to introduce the word past at the beginning of the sentence. So we are going to say past, banana, monkey, eat. Past, banana, monkey, eat. Past, so remember banana is the object, monkey is the subject, then eat is actually the verb. So say past, banana, monkey, eat. So in KSL, if there is no tense marker provided, then you are allowed to introduce the word past at the beginning of the sentence, as just we've indicated. So other past tense markers that maybe you are going to meet with are words like yesterday, long ago, recently, before, among others. So let us look at this exercise. Change the following simple past tense sentences. It should be sentences, not markers. Change the following simple past tense sentences into KSL. So number one is telling us that the family moved to Mombasa last year. The family moved to Mombasa last year. The family moved to Mombasa last year. So remember here, family is the subject, move here is the verb, then Mombasa is the object, then last year is actually the tense marker. So if we follow the order of object, subject, verb, we can say last year, Mombasa family move. Last year, Mombasa family move. Then number 2, Mary bought a new car. Mary bought a new car. Somebody to try that one. Mary bought a new car. Somebody to try that.
Recently,
Yes.
new car Mary buy.
Again.
Recently, new car Mary buy.
That's very good. But I want you to use the word past. Eh?
Past, new car
Yes.
Mary buy.
Good. Past, new car, Mary buy. So you'll be writing Mary, make sure that you hyphenate. When you will be writing the name Mary, make sure that you hyphenate. So you are very right. We say last year, new car, Mary buy. Or you can also say last year, Mary, new car, buy. That is also correct. Then number 3. The students practiced science recently. The students practiced science recently. The students practiced science recently.
Let me try.
Yes, sir.
Recently, students science practice.
Again.
Recently, students science
Yes.
practice.
Also, I want you to change students to student. Eh? Again, Bernard.
Okay, recently.
Yes.
Recently, students science practice.
Yeah, so you can say recently student. So don't say students. You say student. So you say recently student science practice. Or you can say recently science student practice. Recently science student practice. Then number 4, what happened last week? What happened last week? What happened last week? So remember, this is a question. So even as we change it, it must also remain as a question. Okay, unauliza wapi nini hapo? So in the questions like this, what normally happens, you just make sure that the WH questions come at the end of the sentence. Okay? So what you should start with is the 10th marker. Then happen will follow it. Then it will end with the question or the WH question. So like in this case, you are going to say, last week happened what? Last week happened what? Last week happened what? Then on top of the word what, you write it the way we normally write
Okay, Mr. Bernard is out of class. Helen? Helen?
Mi hata niko na swali.
Endelea.
Na Mr. Bernard hayuko.
Wewe endelea sasa, funza yenye tumepitia tuone. Tuelewe vizuri.
Oh, niache swali.
Sasa nataka kuuliza mimi swali.
Sasa si mulete basi sentence ndio tu change.
Turudie zenye mwalimu amefunza kwanza. Then tueleweshane and then tusonge mbele na maswali.
The family moved to Mombasa last year. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa sentence ya kwanza.
Geuza tu tutaelewa.
The family moved to Mombasa last year. Last year is the tense marker. Subject ni the family. That is the doer of the action. Verb moved. To Mombasa ndio object. So tukichange tunaanza na object, subject, verb. Alafu the verb should be in the simple present tense. Tuitoe kwa past tense. So itakuwa move. Tutoe article the na preposition to. Tunabaki family move Mombasa na last year. So tukichange kwa KSL inakuwa last year Mombasa family move. Tuko pamoja? Number 2. Mary bought a new car. Mary bought a new car. Hakuna tense marker, so tunajiwekea tense marker, tukaambiwa tutumie past. So tense marker yetu ni past. Subject ni Mary. Verb bought. A new car, object. Tunatoa article a, tunabaki na Mary bought new car. Na tuko na past. So tukichange inakuwa past, new car, Mary, buy. Past, new car, Mary, buy. Hiyo ingine. The students practiced science recently. Recently is our tense marker. The students subject, verb, practiced, science, object. Tukaambiwa kama iko in the plural form, tunatumia moja moja. So inakuwa student, students. So when we change, tunatoa article the, tunabaki na students practiced science recently. So we have recently, science, student, student, practice. Ama recently, student, student, sign, practice. Ya mwisho, yenye sijaelewa. Tumeambiwa kama ni swali, we make sure that the WH word comes last. So the question was, what happened last week? Last week is our tense marker. Tunabaki na happened na what. So itakuwa last week happened what. I'm done.
That was good, Helen. You are done. That is very good, actually. So somebody is asking, kama the word science will remain as science. Yes, it will just remain as science. Okay. I don't know whether Susan Adera can make me also the co-host or something. Yes, we add the question mark, Katie. I don't know, too. That is the way we normally write our question mark in Kenyan Sign Language, which I will show you very soon. That's the way we normally write our question mark in Kenyan Sign Language. Thank you so much, Susan. Let me try to share it again. So I want to try because from next week, maybe going forward, we will not have the classes because from next week I'll be engaged elsewhere. So I want to try by the end of this week, if possible, so that we can be able to finish these tenses. So I want to try my level best to see whether we can be able to finish the tenses by the end of this week. So maybe if somebody has a question about simple past tense, can be able to ask. So about the question mark, I will show you how the question mark is normally written at the end of the sentence. Any person with a question? Good. So maybe before we conclude, I just
Mr.
want
Bernard,
yes,
I have a question.
yes,
Suppose this what happened last week,
yes,
you know, sometimes we may change a sentence from active to passive.
yes.
And then I change it to passive of I asked what happened last week. And then I change it to the KSL. Will it be the same?
Oh, for example, you ask, I asked what happened.
Yes, I
last
have
week.
changed the active sentence, what happened last week, to passive. I asked what happened last week.
Yes.
So how will it be in KSL? Will it be last week happened what, or last week me ask happened what?
Oh, that's a good question. So, for example, we've asked I asked what happened last week. So the way that sentence is, it is in passive form, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I asked what happened last week. So we're going to start with the tense marker. So we'll realize in that case, you will be having your subject as I, isn't it?
Yes.
Then happen will be your verb.
How about ask?
I asked.
Yes.
What happened? Oh, in that sentence, we shall be having two verbs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we have the word asked and we also have the word happened. Okay. So when we'll be turning it into KSL, we are going to write last week. Me ask happen what? Last week, me ask happen what? So I will change to me. So we'll say last week, me ask happen what?
And then will
last
there
week,
be a question mark?
No.
Or in that passive, there is no question mark?
Yeah, there is no question mark.
Thank you.
Yes. There is no question mark. Good. Any other question? So maybe I just want to remind you that when you'll be joining your second year, you'll be having more activities apart from what you've been doing in your first year. There'll be a research proposal project that you are going to write. And there'll also be a research project report that you'll write. And in those two, you'll be writing, you'll be required. Okay, Richard, I'll send you the slides. I thought I had sent them, but I'm going to send you again in the group. And in each of those research, in the research proposal, you will be required to come with 3 copies. Then also in research project report, you'll also bring 3 copies. So 1 copy will stay with you. Then 1 copy will stay here in Kise. Then another copy will be sent to NEC. For that case, then you'll also prepare a general file for your class, and you'll also be required to prepare an IEP file. That is individualist and educational for the IEP learner. So that means that in your class, you'll have to identify an IEP learner, and you'll have to open or prepare a file for your IEP learner, and also for the general class. So the file for the general class, the one that will be known as the general file. And also the one for the IEP learner is the one that will be known as the IEP file. Then on top of that, you'll be required to make an educational resource that can be able to help you. And you will also be required to prepare a manual for that educational resource. So those are some of the things you'll be expecting to meet with as you move to your second year. So it is something that will require you to save some money before that time comes. So just make sure that you save, do a lot of savings before that time comes, because when you'll be writing these reports and the proposals, you'll be bringing them to the lecturers. They mark, they correct them, then you go back to do the correction. You bring back. If they find something that is not right, you go back and print another one. If you bring back, there is a mistake, you go back and print another one. So you'll need to have some money with you. So you make sure that before you join second year, make sure that you have some 10,000 shillings just for that course, for those projects and everything that maybe will be required by KSL. Otherwise, thank you very, very much. I don't know whether somebody has a question. Any question? Any question? Yes, Katie. So just make sure that you save some coins somewhere so that this thing does not get you unaware and you start wondering, why was I not informed before? So it is just good to prepare yourself. Make sure that you save some coins somewhere. Or that time comes, so that in case of anything, you'll be able to run down to do that. Otherwise, thank you very, very much. Oketi, unasema utatafuta wababa. Yeah, just start, uanza tu kuwatafuta right now before that time comes. Okay, so that it gets you prepared. Otherwise, thank you very, very much. So I'm going to leave the class in the hands of Susan. Susan, you are going to take over the mantle now.